So, about my unpopular opinion video. What I mean by healing your own inner wounds, inner trauma, inner insecurities. When you start healing, you realize that not everything is black and white. Not everything is right or wrong. Not everybody has to be right or wrong, okay? And my whole thing with rape and women and all this stuff about women's rights, like, I understand the feeling of oppression. I'm autistic. And that's a whole nother video I'll do on that opinion that I have on autism. In my personal opinion, to touch on that real quick, autistic people are more discriminated against in life that I've seen more than black people. And I'll be honest, at least you can see that. Okay? Going back to what I'm originally saying is, look, I understand the fear of not having control over your own body, but why do you want to consistently live there? You do realize that's a choice. It's not the patriarchy. It's not all men. It's not all the government all the time. And I'm saying this with as much love in my heart as I can give you. I get that women have been oppressed, but oppression is also a state of mind. When I was at my dad's house, I was listening to podcasts, and I feel like this is also the same for the black community and people who deal with segregation. You have to remember that that's also a state of mind. And my friends and I at a psychiatric facility had a conversation about this with a Jewish person, I as an autistic, slightly indigenous person, and a black person, and then a regular old white person. All of us were having this conversation. And the young Jewish fellow was arguing with the young black man, saying, yes, there's been hardships in your life. Yes, there's been segregation. He argued that it was ingrained in your DNA. If you grow up a certain way, we're going to have a core belief. And I think it's the same thing with women and black people. Is you grow up being segregated against pretty much any situation that you get mistreated, you're going to go, oh, it's because I'm black. And vice versa with women. Oh, it's because I'm a woman. What I'm saying is that perception and everything. If you're black and you have something that you perceive that you're being mistreated because of the way you grew up and your core beliefs and your history and your culture, you're most commonly going to go, oh, it's because I'm black. Same thing vice versa with women. When you have a man or somebody who's more masculine presenting, let's say they're staring past you. Most women I found, and I've been in their shoes, instantly assume, oh, they're staring at my ass or my butt or me, right? It's perception. You're going to perceive that if you grow up living in a state of fear and you perceive that you're always going to be attacked, raped, segregated against, attacked, or otherwise. You know what I'm saying? And so while I understand the fear of being oppressed in life, I grew up mostly female too. I completely understand that. I just feel like that's also something you should heal within yourself, so you don't always have to view the world in this lens that, oh, I'm going to get raped because I'm a female and I can't trust anyone at night. I'm homeless and I take necessary precautions when I'm out at night. I carry self-defense stuff such as pepper spray and other things to keep myself safe. I tell people where I'm going, right? But I'm not gonna constantly be checking my back and be like, oh my God, someone's gonna come get me. As I've seen so often with TikTok reels and just watching women's behavior in general. I understand that fear. Yes, I do. I've been, in the other video I said, I've been raped more times than I can count, more than 27. Rape, in my opinion, is the least of my worries in life. It's absolutely horrendous. Yes, don't get me wrong. However, that's trauma that you can still heal. If you're going to stay in that fear bubble of allowing that fear of not having that control over your body, that's also a perception. Once you start healing, you realize that your body is still, in fact, your body, violated or otherwise. If you want to still stay in fear, if you want to still stay in that unhealed mindset of thinking that every man you meet is going to do that, that's going to be your perception in life. And from what I've learned in spirituality, what you perceive is most often what happens. And don't get me wrong, I get that fear. I do. I totally get it. But when are you going to realize it's still your body, your temple, your choice? And it's not all men. I get that men are scary. To me, you know what my biggest fear in life? It's not men, it's women. Because I've been more mistreated as a female by other females than I have men, including the SI I've mentioned prior. I understand the fear. It's horrendous and the feeling like you can't control it. But the power that I felt in healing and getting comfortable with feeling myself again, it doesn't mean I always wear clothing that's unconcealed. No, sometimes modesty too. A balance of both, a balance of everything. And what I want to say is hope for the best, expect the worst when you meet a man. And I think that in general for life. Hope for the best, expect the worst, right? We need to, as a collective, heal these things that bother us, so we're not asking everyone around us in society consistently to make us comfortable. And I've grown up autistic. That's drilled into my skull since day one. Your job, Ace, is to mask so you can make everybody feel comfortable. No, it isn't. If you're bothered by me, leave. And if I'm bothering myself by being there, I'll leave. If I'm uncomfortable, I can leave. If you're uncomfortable, you leave. It's no one person's job to make everybody else comfortable and vice versa. Your job in life is not to make me comfortable, and it's not my job in life to make you comfortable. Okay? And confidence at its self-core, you can still be confident to have horrible SA trauma. Confidence is not just about not caring what others think. It's actually having a high sense of self-worth. What I mean by that is if you deal with SA, you'll realize as you heal and you get confident, okay, so I was raped. Whatever. It's still my damn body. Okay? It's still my body. Whatever happened to me does not define me or my worth or my body. Does that make sense? Yes, I was violated. Doesn't matter to me. That's stuff that happens in life. That's gonna happen. That is something that happens in life. Now, you can choose to stick there, get stuck there, and dwell in it, as most ladies do. That's fine. But what does that do? Breed fear, insecurities, and untrust. You're not trusting anyone. So expect the worst in life from anyone. Women included, men included, everybody included. And hope for the best. And play smart. Not emotional, not dumb, not irrational, not reactive. Play smart. Play soft. And carry yourself with grace and elegance. Always knowing that you're worthy no matter what happens to yourself, including SA. Okay? Have a nice day, guys.